Hello, everyone, and welcome to Culture of Gaming's Power Up Podcast, episode 51. I'm your host, Taylor, and I'm, of course, joined by Anthony.
Hi, I was halfway through doing something and then you started. I wasn't expecting that.
I mean, I told you I was rolling the intro. So.
Yeah, but then it's like we've got no audio, so I don't.
Oh, trust me, I heard him.
Yeah, we're fine now. How you been?
Yeah, good. Playing some Switch stuff. Looking at getting Pokemon Let's Go.
Which
yes.
And Pikachu.
one? That is the correct answer.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
So I've actually found that for rather cheap, funnily enough, because we've got Boxing Day sales coming out. It's going to be around $60 or so, rather than 78. And been playing some Oblivion as well.
Really?
Got back to that. Been in it TGMing.
Okay.
God mode enabled. Why not?
Yeah.
As very interesting stuff that you can do in that. And I've played that like 8 times or so far, I reckon. I keep replaying it. I love it. So apart from that, that's about it.
You know they
as
made
far as
other
gaming
Elder Scrolls
wise.
games, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
Skyrim, I don't like Skyrim.
Okay.
And
Uh-oh.
I prefer Oblivion. So there we go.
Fair enough. And then
Andrew day.
Andrew's work is holding him hostage again, making him work on Saturday.
Mhm.
So filling in for him
Know that
is
feeling.
Aidan. How are you doing, Aidan?
Oh, I'm good. I'm doing good. How are you? It's been a bit since
Yeah, it's been
I was last on here.
a hot minute.
Yep.
Yeah. So Aidan used to be on the show somewhat frequently, stopped a little bit, been off and on, but now he's back, of course. So what you been
Yes.
doing?
I mean, I've been playing the Switch as well, playing Smash, and that like took over my life for it still is, but I started playing Dragon Quest XI on my PS4 just because I missed that when it came out because I think it was like a week after Spider-Man. So I've been really into that. It's been a lot of fun. I've just been really sucked in. It's nice to just play a hours-long RPG over the holiday break and just do nothing but do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. How is Dragon Quest XI going on the Switch? Like, is it a good, decent port, or?
Oh, I'm not playing it on the Switch. It's not out on the Switch yet.
Oh, okay.
But funnily enough, they did just like announce like a bunch of details for the Switch version. It's coming in 2019, but
Okay.
I've been playing on PS4.
Okay. Pretty. And this is like I don't want to say only ones, but this is kind of one of the few Dragon Quest games we have over here, right?
Yeah, well, the last one was 9, which was like on the DS, like, but then they had 10, which was an MMO, and
Yeah.
that like didn't make it over here. So it hasn't been like it's only been like one that we missed, but there was like a span of like I think 10 years between the two of them. So
Okay.
I
yeah,
think I played 9, funnily enough.
I did too. It was it was a really good one.
I played the first level or whatever it was, and that was it for me.
Oh, I liked it because you got to make your own party members.
Okay. Awesome. Very cool. And then anything for the site you've been writing, or anything? or-
I just write for Popsly is like the most on. I wrote about how we need a Disney fighting game because we do need one, as in, like in the Super Smash Brothers style. You know, you take this Disney, Star Wars, Marvel characters, have them all punch each other,
Yeah.
I mean,
and
if JumpForce is doing it, then Disney can do it.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you have like the villager from Animal Crossing and Princess Peach fighting, like why can't you have like Mickey Mouse? And he already like is in Kingdom Hearts, and that's much darker than we'll ever get with this.
All right. That's a very reasonable
Fair
thing. Yeah, so go read that article if you're interested. And our fourth seat is we are being rejoined by Matt. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing well. Just been enjoying the day so far.
Okay. What you been playing this past week?
A little bit of the usual stuff and Metal Gear, trying to get through that slowly.
Okay.
Which
It's
one?
5.
Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain.
Okay.
I'm trying to get through the main story because I want to do all that, and then it just keeps shoving like the little FOBs and the mother base stuff. I'm like, I just want to play through the story.
I mean, you can largely ignore it once they introduce it to you for the first time.
Yeah, it's just also really hard working on mother base because it takes so long for resources to process.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I have to leave like at the window AFK for like the entire night to be able to build something.
Okay.
And just hope.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So anything else or no?
No, just been working and doing that. Slowly getting through the holiday season at my work.
Okay. Yeah. So
It's nearly over.
yeah.
Kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
So this past week, I've been playing a little bit of Smash here and there, not as much as I used to play. And then past that, I've jumped back into Red Dead Redemption 2, which it's going to be really tough for me to finish. Like, I'm just not having fun, like, moment-to-moment type thing and so I'm mostly just in it for the writing that everyone says is pretty good. But, I mean, Dutch repeating the same line of having a plan over and over doesn't really constitute good writing in my book, so I don't know. But anyway, so past that, I think that's...
He does a good job at saying it, though.
Yeah, he does. The voice actor does a very good job at saying he has a plan a couple hundred times. And so...
My God.
One more heist.
Oh!
Yeah,
one more heist.
One more. It's always one more, Dutch. Okay, anyway. And then, past that, I've been playing quite a bit of Forza Horizon 4, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It hasn't killed your PC again.
No, it hasn't. Yeah.
Wait, is that what did that?
Yup.
I didn't know that.
I thought it was
Anthony...
Counter-Strike.
No, not
That's
quite.
hilarious.
Yeah, so Anthony went to me when the demo came out and so you should do a video about the demo. Okay, so I download the demo, I load it up, type thing. About 5 minutes in, pop, and that was the failure point of the PC. And then I didn't think much of it because like my PC turned on and whatnot past that. And so when I would go to play Counter-Strike later that night, yeah, turns out, oh, it died. And then, yeah, everybody knows the story about that, so... Yeah.
2 months and a long history of tweets later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are today. So, yeah, I've been having quite a bit of fun with that, and that's pretty much been it for me.
Cool.
So, we have a Facebook community group, both for the main site, which is cultureofgaming.com. Anyway, the Facebook community group for that is facebook.com/cod.net. And then we have a community group for the Power Up Podcast, facebook.com/powerpod. We have a community Discord, which you can find the link to on the sidebar of our site. We have a Twitter at cog.net, Instagram at cultureofgaming, youtube.com/insert-random-characters here. Go check out Andrew's really cool Ace Combat 7 video. Not only did we accidentally leak a new jet with it, but also...
Did we really?
Yeah, we really
We did.
Yeah, we really did.
No, but think about it. We got the clickbait now.
And we kind of gave away some other stuff, but anyway.
Yeah, and so, anyway, past that, go check it out. He does really cool, like, first impressions of it from someone who's totally new to the series. And overall, it's just a really well-done video. So, yeah, go check that out. And, yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel so we get a cool custom URL once we hit 100 subscribers. And once we do finally hit that mark, we will be giving away a game of your choice with a limit of, 60 USD. So,
Hey, Taylor,
yeah.
what's our live current subscriber count?
I have to pull it up. I don't know.
It's 81.
79.
Oh, it's
81.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's close.
Okay, yeah.
We're getting there.
19 more. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Okay.
Make 19 fake accounts, sub, and you have better chances of winning.
We just gotta like up our content. Just keep making more of it.
Yeah. So YouTube like cracked down on that whole thing, by the way, like the fake sub count
Oh yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's not really an option. Anyway, so twitch.tv/cultureofgaming, where you can find the show and other live streams here, live, of course. Twitch is a live streaming site. You might be there right now. So, yeah, but if you're audio only listening to us on, like, Spotify or something, then if you ever want to catch us live, twitch.tv/cultureofgaming, Saturdays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We also have a MySpace just for the Power Up Podcast.
Yes, we do.
I don't think Retro Rumble has one yet. So, myspace.com/powerpod. You guys, the audience, can ask us questions everywhere as we're live and you're tuning in live. We would prefer the community Discord and Twitch chat, but any one of these locations will be fine for you to ask stuff.
Especially the MySpace.
Yeah, we watch the MySpace like a hawk. All right.
Sure.
So, Anthony, how about you kick off the gaming news segment with some competition to Steam, apparently? What's going on?
Putting me right in the front lines to see.
Yeah.
Okay, so Epic Games, we've probably all heard about it. Obviously, they're the guys behind Fortnite. They have recently launched their own kind of game store, I suppose you could say.
Yeah.
They already had games on there as far as that were developed by Epic, such as Fortnite and whatnot. But you can now purchase other materials on there. And basically what they've done is they've set up this platform and said that it's going to rival Steam, and basically we get a couple of outrageous claims that we're going to put Steam out of business, basically.
Okay.
And what they've done is they've set up the store with no forums and no way of contacting the guys who you purchase a game from, which is Epic or whatever. You've got no way of contacting them to get support if you can't play a game or whatever like that. And what's happened is many people have gone to Reddit, Twitter, and all that kind of stuff. But there's a guy by the name of Revisor007 who's posted several posts asking for the support via the Epic Gamestore. These range from trying to find the save game location to the comical "I can't run the game without the Epic launcher." As a result, the developer of the game that he's bought has stepped in and provided the support for him on an Epic game. I find this quite hilarious, to be honest. On a third-party game store, the developer has had to research it themselves and said, okay, this is the way you do it, basically. There's been multiple accounts of this happening, around 5 or 6, where developers have had to step in and give support on how you play games on the Epic Store. Epic are not giving any resolution to this, and they're not saying that they're going to introduce any forums or any way of contacting them at all. Basically, they've said that it's the developer's responsibility to provide support. And what's happened is everybody's going to Steam. So if they purchase the game on the Epic Games Store, they can't play it, they go over to the Steam forums, post it in there, and then Steam helps them out, apparently. Also, since the launch of the Epic Games Store, they have, they had their initial boom of people who have purchased stuff through the store. It's dropped quite significantly due to this, and there is no resolution in sight apart from developers doing it themselves or heading over to Steam, trusty old Steam, who will help you out. Now, what do we think about this? Do we think this is kind of a good way to go as far as, you've got these third-party stores like Humble Store or Steam or all them offering games for sale? Do you think it's the developer's responsibility to provide support on their own product if they can't launch it, or do you think it's the store's front, the store's forums and whatnot, who should be providing the support? I honestly think the store, obviously, which should be anybody's guess, but anyway.
3, 2, 1, say it with me. Rush to market.
Silence.
It's just so bad.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Wow.
Hmm.
I mean, did anyone have high hopes for the Epic Game Store?
No.
Aidan?
I mean, I like the idea of it. I think Steam needs some competition, and so the claims that they had, like that they're giving developers more of the profits than Steam does. It's a good idea. I mean, obviously, launching a store isn't easy. So there's gonna be I'm not trying not to defend them. There's obviously gonna be something there's gonna be things you're gonna learn along the way. Probably I don't know if the prospect of forums ever. I feel like it had to come up at some point when they were developing this thing. But yeah, no, it's kind of curious that they don't have because I mean, just any company want a support group for technical issues and work, so you can workshop things. So yeah, it's kind of it's a little curious. I feel noticing this, I'm sure they're working on something behind the scenes right now.
Mm-hmm.
I will just add this quickly. They're saying to people that they need to go to the official Discord for Epic and also to tweet at them, and then they'll pass the complaints or whatever onto the developers themselves. Okay. So they're basically saying they're saying at this time we are not going to offer any support at all ourselves. It's the developer's responsibility, and they're not saying that they're going to introduce anything at all either.
It's a horrible implementation of any sort of middleman or something you have to go through to get this sort of thing resolved. Yeah. So, to Aidan's point, I do agree that Steam needs competition and everything, but I will argue that, if you're going to compete with Steam, you at least need to make sure your platform is feature parity at the very least when you decide to make it mass market in order to compete.
Definitely.
That is a big part of Steam. There is a community around Steam. There is a community there, and so and that is a big part of that is a big part of the Steam experience. So I definitely think Epic. Yeah, I definitely think that's something they need to work on. Is creating like a ability, like a community that they can like people can go to each other and like solve these issues and workshop these issues like on their own platform.
Right.
A forum just seems like the most basic feature, though. Like, it's not even that shouldn't be an afterthought. That should just be like, oh yeah, that's automatically a given. That shouldn't be like, oh, we're not just doing that.
Right. I mean, and I guess I did kind of joke about, this being rushed to market or whatever. What sort of like imposed deadline do you think Epic would be facing to try and rush this sort of thing to market? It's not like, were they really just that antsy to tap into some Steam money
Discord
type
store,
thing?
maybe?
I think the Discord store definitely, because when you have like just Steam, like there's not really, when you have nothing else like to compete against, so you kind of take like, you're kind of like, oh, we'll just come up with something when we're ready. But like, the fact that Discord like has its own store now, that definitely, I'm sure, like kind of lit a fire there.
Now, okay, so now do we think Discord suffers from the same issue? Because I don't think Discord has a forum set up or anything for their store, do they?
I imagine they have a Discord server for it.
I mean, I was saying like Discord is like it's made for communication.
Yeah.
Like the whole platform itself. So like I feel like they don't really need one.
Okay.
You
or
can,
at the very least, a way to
The
contact
entire
Discord
thing is a
support.
giant forum, to be fair.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, to contact Discord support.
On the Discord store, you can actually submit a request to them and they'll help you out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's just like up in any, like if you're on a Discord group or whatever, up top right, you got the help button and then you can submit a request. I mean, yeah, this is ironic in my opinion. I reckon it's kind of lazy. To me, it's a little bit like the whole Battle Royale situation that was happening earlier, where everybody was kind of wanting a piece of the action.
Yeah.
And then they weren't giving you what you wanted, kind of thing. And for them to say that we're not going to introduce it anytime soon, and that's the developer's responsibility to offer support on our store, I don't like that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's... Oof.
Yeah.
This to me...
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a lot of... I don't know the exact obligations developers are met with Steam and everything, but you do often see, developers, especially if they're a little bit tinier, interacting with users on the Steam forums for support and everything and other community stuff like that. So,
yeah.
I mean, you would, as Anthony said, you would honestly think this would just be an afterthought to have in your store. Do you think... So, I forget the exact margins, but I think it is fairly significant. So, Aidan,
90-10, I think it is. They take 10%.
Yeah,
it's either that or like 80-20, something like that.
Yeah, so do you think Epic Games offers enough incentive to use their store instead of Steam? Or...
I mean, they have gotten some pretty like high-profile exclusives already. Like a lot, I can't remember the games now, but like a lot of games that they announced at the Game Awards were Epic Store exclusive. Like the one from the creator of Abzu, that's I can't remember the name of that. That's Epic Store exclusive. They just announced the Walking Dead final season's going to be exclusive to the Epic Store, so they're definitely like
anybody's gonna play that.
Oh, I mean, I definitely think people are gonna play. I think that's a thing. But like, I mean, they're definitely. I mean, they've gotten like people, like developers, to like sign up, jump exclusively with them. So there's definitely something there. I mean, definitely. I think getting that much profit is. I think that is a big incentive because you want to make the money off the thing you make.
Right. And you want to make the most money possible, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is kind of a new thing that they've come up with, so I think it might be kind of they've jumped on board without knowing fully what Epic has to offer. And I reckon now that they kind of know that, oh wow, it's our responsibility to offer support, we might see a couple of people jump off, I reckon. Out of curiosity, what does Steam offer? Like, what are the margins for them?
I think it's like 70-30 or so, maybe. I know Steam, it might be in the mid-20s for percentage that Steam takes, but I know it's significantly higher than whatever Epic takes on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think it's like around 50%. That's what that's the first thing that like I'm looking up.
Okay.
Oh wow, hey.
That's a little bit, or maybe. Oh, I forget about this. Maybe Steam was experimenting with this, or maybe they weren't. But I remember Steam was thinking of a tiered like pricing model for whatever percentage cut they would take based on popularity of the game.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, I remember there being some talk about it, but I'm not sure if that ever came to fruition or not.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Yeah.
I guess there is something to be said also, though, is that in favor of Steam, is that, Steam obviously has the most, like, the highest user base and everything. So, I mean, if you're a smaller indie dev, there is a good chance that, like, if you were to release your game on the Epic Games launcher, you might not make as much money just because, not enough people see it. Is that?
Although,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I haven't really kept up with the Epic Games Store, like the Epic Store, like, so I don't know what the difference is, but like the thing with Steam, that there's just so much on there that like it is really easy to like just like to not get noticed. So like I don't know if like maybe the Epic Store offers less, like there's less to offer there, so like you do have a bigger chance of being like have a spotlight on you, because that's like one of the big things with Steam. It's like they just have so much on
Right.
there, and like a lot of it kind of just like
Gets
like
lost in
just
the
kind of
fold.
does nothing. So maybe that is a big thing too. Like more, maybe they'll will get more exposure, but like even if it's like not, because obviously Steam is like insane, like isn't doing insanely well. It's not going to go away anytime soon. But
Right.
maybe like the
yeah.
fact that like there is the opportunity for more exposure on like a smaller scale store.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But I mean, Steam also has like curation
Yeah.
formulas and everything and algorithms that are applied. Does Epic
Oh,
have
yeah.
any of that? Do we know? By chance?
I think Epic is kind of just like it's kind of laid out like a blog kind of thing. So
Okay.
the latest stuff that gets uploaded to or added onto the store is kind of newest first kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's not really not recycled, but it's not like older material isn't brought around to the front anytime soon.
Yeah.
I don't think they have any of that in place as of yet.
Okay.
This is obviously still a pretty new thing for them, so hopefully
yeah.
they work some stuff out with it.
Yeah.
I'm sure, because like I said, like
Hmm.
I like running a store like isn't. It's probably not. It's probably really difficult. So like I'm sure like they'll work on it, and like I'm sure they're working on some kind of like implementation, despite what they say, just because of the like what people have been saying about it, like the negative like feedback they've gotten for this.
Matt, any thoughts?
They should have put a little bit more thought into it. It's as simple as that, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. You have time. Don't waste it. It's like there's no reason this should have gone out without a forum or anything. I mean, you could look at Steam and go, "This is what makes it good." It's just, it's dumb.
If they had a forum, do you think? I mean, a
Oh,
forum
it'd be a
is
lot
more.
better, because then at least
Yeah, I
people could talk to each other on that. There shouldn't be a need to go to a third-party system to be able to talk about the issues that you're having on that platform.
I mean, if they actually had a forum on the platform, do you think that gives them a right to charge more for, like, take bigger profits from a developer?
Well, I mean, that I could see it technically, because forums take upkeep. You have to have servers and a lot of data to go behind it. So
Yeah, I don't know if that. I mean, like I'm sure Epic isn't really starving for cash, so like
no,
I doubt
no.
that they would. I doubt that would have a big impact on like the developer. Cause like I mean, yes, forums are something you had like they are something you have to keep up, but I feel like that wouldn't make that big of an impact on like their like their thing. I can't
It's just
imagine.
a higher initial cost.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine like the bad press they would get by saying like, oh, the introduced forum we have to take a bigger cut of the profits because of a forum.
Yeah, okay, it doesn't cost that much more to implement the forum, though.
No.
That's the thing. And also, it's once again, it goes back to the whole market competition argument, where it's like, why would you not, if you're trying to directly compete with what is easily, the biggest like person in the market, why would you not at least make your product feature parity with that person?
Yeah.
It's like you need to provide direct competition.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do now, like if they are forced to kind of implement a forum or whatever, if they're going to say, oh, well, we need more cash from developers or whatever.
I do think like the idea in theory of like sending them to having a Discord channel is like, I feel like that could be ineffective. Like it just maybe needs to be like they need to execute it more properly, because like that is like you said, that is kind of the same thing as a forum. So like, but they definitely, I think maybe they could do that. Like maybe they could lean even heavier into the Discord, like have like a dedicated Discord support channel, like where people can Look, they have certain staff members like helping them out.
Well, I think that's a bad business decision because Discord has their own store now, so it's like you're literally leading them towards
That's true.
another competitor's product, which is
And it's just a lazy band-aid for their problem, to be honest.
yeah, it really
It's
is.
like, we're not going to take responsibility for it. Let's just push you over here for the moment.
Yeah.
So-
I don't.
That's how you lose customers.
I don't even think they've got FAQs or anything like.
Okay.
Hey,
Oh.
dude, if this happens,
Okay.
or this is what happens if this happens. It's just
Wow,
curious.
this is
Curiouser and curiouser.
But hey, you know what? Developers get more money, so the show is the greatest thing. Or, I mean, not this show. I mean, the show is the greatest thing since sliced bread, but that wasn't the point. The Epic Gamestore is apparently the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Smooth save.
Yeah. There we go. So, all right, no one here has bought anything from the Epic Gamestore, right?
Hell no.
I don't really buy things from
No.
Steam as it either, so
Okay.
I don't do PC gaming a lot.
Okay. I mean, anyone ever buy like V-Bucks for Fortnite?
Nope.
Okay.
I have.
Sorry, I don't vape.
Okay. Then I guess Aiden, you've technically bought from the Epic Gamestore.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
You heretic.
Oh yeah, no, I unabashedly love Fortnite. That's a
Okay.
different topic.
Idea. What's the other store?
This-
The one that Call of Duty's on? I can't.
The Battle.net
Battle.net.
launch.
Battle.net.
Battle.net.
Yeah.
That's Blizzard's thing.
Just don't worry. Leave that to Taylor.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we'll
wait,
go back
just-
to that.
Yeah, just wait till later.
We'll say
And then,
that.
I guess the last question: does anyone ever intend? Would you? I mean, I guess I
No.
can kind of assume, but no one here would rather buy a game off the
I-
Epic Store as opposed to
I
Steam
mean,
right
if it's
now,
free,
right?
then sure. But if I'm gonna pay money, no.
Okay.
Just go to the G2A or somewhere like that and get a Steam code. You know it's right. You know it's the right thing to do.
I'm just not that invested in either. Like, I'm not that invested in Steam, so like, I'm definitely interested in it. Like, especially they are offering free games. So like, and some games that I am interested in are Epic Store exclusive. So I am keeping an eye on it.
Okay. That's reasonable.
Like they have some cool stuff, and they have some cool stuff coming. They have Subnautica. They have Ashen.
Yeah.
They have Hades. Early
Hades,
coming.
yeah.
Super
They're
Meat Boy
gonna
is
have
be
Journey
free.
coming there.
Oh, really? Journey is going to be on.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Annapurna did like an exclusive deal
Super
with
Meat
the Epic
Boy.
Games.
Wait,
World
is
Wars.
Journey on PC?
No,
No,
No, but it's
it was
going
originally
to be, I think?
PS3 and PS4 only.
but it will be
Sick.
coming to the Epic
Okay.
Store.
Cool.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. So
Play
yeah,
Journey.
please, no one use the Epic Store. I'm joking. Use it if you want. Although it is like another
Yeah.
service of DRM.
You've heard our opinions. Come up with your own decisions.
Exactly.
Your choice, but you know it's wrong.
you
We won't tell you what to do.
You
may
wanna-
have your opinions, but your opinions are wrong.
You know what else is a choice, Aiden? Leaking Kingdom Hearts 3, which apparently some
we're-
bad people are doing. So
We're doing my story for next.
yeah. So what's going on?
Okay,
Ooh.
so this is kind of a wild story. There's a lot to like unpack here. So about a week ago, it just
About a week. Sorry.
it's fine.
All right.
It just kind of like came out of nowhere on Twitter that like someone managed to get get copies of Kingdom Hearts 3, just like a game that's like 6 weeks out, mind you, and like a game that many people have been waiting for well over a decade.
Yes.
Um,
yes.
Someone managed to get because like it completed development in November, and so like it went gold, and then they sent it to the manufacturers to be turned it like ship the disc or whatever,
Mhm.
and someone I guess stole it from the shipping facility. Like, I mean, that's kind of unclear because obviously no one's gonna be outright say how they got it,
Yeah.
but they got like I think it was around 20 copies, ironically Xbox One copies. So
Okay.
so like and so
Wow.
someone and like there is pictures like someone they have got installed on the Xbox. Like there's been gameplay clips floating around. So yeah, so Kingdom Hearts 3, and like it's probably the cruelest twist ever that this game is out in the wild and has been leaked, and like I'm sure people are working on making emulations of it as we speak, and like it's just
Oh yeah.
it's there. And so obviously for people like me who have been waiting for this game for a long time, you don't want to just go into like for all we know, you could just stumble upon a major spoiler. But then the director of the game, Tetsuya Nomura, like said, like he addressed it, saying like, "Oh yes, this leak's bad." He said this thing like, "Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy this game together when it comes out," which is like probably the most respectful way to put this.
Yeah.
But he also said that the secret movie and the epilogue aren't included in the disc version of the game. That they're gonna come at like, I'm guessing like a patch, a day one update.
Oh,
So, like,
okay.
So those aren't even, and like he said himself,
That's-
that's the most spoilery thing. So like these, so technically, so no one has that yet. So like, I mean,
Okay.
obviously the game itself is out there, and like for some people there will be major spoilers, but these secret endings aren't on this disc, so like
Okay.
they're not available yet. So it's just like a wild twisting story. Like it just sucks. Like I mean, we we all saw when Smash leaked like 2 weeks before it came out, and this is like even worse. It just sucks.
I don't know. I will say though that it's like just right off the bat that, so as you said, the game finished production and was being put to disc in early November. I am almost surprised that it took this long for leaks to get out. So
Yeah,
kind of.
I
You
mean,
have to give them credit for that much.
Yeah.
every major game, like it just happened. Like I think it happened with Spider-Man. Like that game leaked out early. Like
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, it's a sad inevitability, but like it somehow no one has security
Right.
or like these kinds of cautionary measures.
I do think. Oh, go ahead.
I just imagine, you know, someone in like a wetsuit and a mini submarine going up to the ship that's freighting the games across.
Just kind of raiding
and,
the
like,
ship.
sneaking aboard, cutting open the shipping container with like a pair of bolt cutters, and taking 20 copies. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of a fantastic story there. And then also to its credit, I think it's pretty smart not including, the
Yeah.
epilogue and whatnot and the hidden cutscenes. I almost think that if you were to put a game to disc like that early before release, you should have just withheld all the cutscenes from the disc and made them download.
Day one updates.
Yeah.
Just like you can't play the game unless it's up. You literally can't play it.
Without
That's-
internet. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of what they did. Back in the 360 days, they used to catch people like that would break street dates on games.
Oh,
If
really?
if they were playing it
The
on Xbox Live.
The Xbox One had that as well, as far as if you got, not before a game came out, but if you had, for instance, I had this with Halo 4, if you tried playing it without an update, it wouldn't let you play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, has everyone here been like safe from spoilers? No one's caught wind of
Yes.
anything yet?
I've only been spoiled by the things that Square spoiled themselves,
Okay.
Which is, yeah.
which is a lot, to be fair.
Yeah.
A lot is an
Matt-
understatement.
Matt, I'm curious, are you looking forward to this? Or
Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3, but I haven't been following it too much because I would rather save some of the surprise for the
Right.
game.
Yeah.
to be honest, I'm actually kind of, I might sound very nasty, but I'm kind of happy that it's been taken out. They kind of deserve it, to be honest, I reckon. They've released so much information about the game that's kind of, in my mind anyways, kind of ruined already. So
That's fair.
it's kind of, what's the term, ironic, I guess, that it's kind of been taken out, and now that everybody's got access to it, I suppose.
I mean, I'm sure there's still plenty that we don't know about this game because, like, I mean,
Yeah.
we haven't seen like anything of the final level. Like, all we really know is that like all the worlds in the game, and then like obviously we've seen some.
We
story
just know
leaks, like-
everywhere minus one place that we're going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's still plot. Like we know nothing of like the final act of this. Like we've seen it, but like we don't know how it ends or like any of that
Well,
stuff. So
Some of the excitement from the Kingdom Hearts games, though, is that going, oh, this is like showing up on the world and going, oh, my favorite characters here from this movie or from this series or game.
I get that. Yeah, no. See,
I
I always
just feel like that part is ruined for me.
Yeah, I always liked seeing the world reveals and like kept keeping a list of like all the worlds in the game. Like even like when during like those spin-offs, like seeing which worlds were gonna be featured in Birth by Sleep or like the DS games. Like I like that. So like I know there are people who haven't seen any of these trailers because they have so much in them. So like it just so like now there's even more things you have to avoid on the internet. And like I think the worst part is that it is so far out from its release. Like we're not even a month from it yet. We still have like more than a month before it's out.
What is it, on the 25th of January?
In Japan, 29th worldwide.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
Oh man, that's actually fair. We did it a lot later than Japan.
Emulation coming next week.
Oh, I'm sure it's out
You
there
can probably
somewhere,
find the
like some
ROM
like
for it. Somewhere,
yeah,
yeah,
some
I'm
like
sure.
black market website.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Wow. It's trying to. So be warned, kids. About
Yeah,
this
just
one.
don't go on don't look at comments for anything Kingdom Hearts. Just don't go on Reddit.
Don't go on.
Just
don't
4chan.
go on the
Just
internet.
unplug for the next 1.5 months.
Yeah.
Although I've heard rumors, like not rumors, but like warnings that like if you have seen a Kingdom Hearts 3, if you watch Kingdom Hearts videos, there's a chance you make it one of these spoiler videos in your recommendations. So like you may want to like just clear your history.
Good thing I haven't been watching any of that stuff.
Can I
Yeah.
just say? I don't want to say part of God of War got spoiled for me, but certain plot events or its like mechanisms got spoiled for me because I would watch like a God of
Deductive
War
reasoning.
like review or critique video, and in my
Okay.
recommended, some random
Yeah.
dude, it's like doing a playthrough. In the title, he would have what happens in the playthrough. It would become like spoiler alert, by the way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like Patreus goes Spartan mode or whatever.
Oh, I was gonna say
Yeah,
like what
in the
like we're
title.
well we have enough time. Like what's I was gonna ask what the spoiler was.
Yeah, and it would just be like little stuff like that, and it's like
Yeah.
really, it would just pop.
No,
up.
I had
Yeah.
I had the whole like Blades of Chaos things, but which to be fair, I figured
Okay.
because like I figured it was gonna be in there, but still like I saw someone using it.
I
Like,
still
like,
haven't
someone I
played
know
through the
used it.
entire game yet, so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the scene where he like has that scene been spoiled for you?
No, I didn't watch it. I only know from the
Get
title.
through it. It's
Okay.
like one of the best scenes in the game.
Okay, I only know I only know that it happened. I didn't see the title or anything, but yeah. And I guess as far as spoilers go, it's not major, and I guess it's like I was kind of reasoning. It's like, oh, he's probably gonna go beast mode at some point, right? But
Yeah, I mean it's like you think, but like still, it's different like when you actually see it for the first time.
yeah. It's like I never watched the video or anything. It was just in the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
play through that part of the game. Just Taylor, you need to finish that game.
Yeah. I know.
Let's
do
play
it.
Red Dead. Finish God
You
of
know,
War.
it's not even not even that long of a game.
Right. Play a game that's actually good.
Yes.
Good
Play
point.
a game of the year worthy game.
Yes. I am ripping on Red Dead pretty hard, to be fair. So, Anthony, you think Square deserves this because of how much info we've
Yeah.
gotten for it?
I'm very nice, I know. Like I've played a couple of Kingdom Hearts games myself, but it's kind of, yeah, I just think they kind of deserve it
Okay.
because developers, in my mind, shouldn't be releasing so much information about games before they come out. It kind of angers me a bit. Sure, it's their game and they can do whatever they want, but I kind of see it as a bit of a cop out, to be honest. So yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
hopefully it doesn't get leaked too much. I'll say that to be nice.
You're hoping for way too much.
Yeah.
I mean the whole game's out there, so
yeah. No.
More or less the whole
Hopefully.
game.
I
no,
mean
you got 6 weeks to go. You got the whole game out.
yeah, the
there.
full game. Like I mean, besides the ending, like and the stuff, that full game's out there, so it's leaked. It full on leaked.
This.
Oh, I'm like, I'm
man.
trying to emulate it.
This
Not really.
sucks. This trying to.
Yeah.
I don't know. This to me this sucks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the side with Anthony, to be honest.
I do
Just
partially.
they've been doing
I don't know.
so much for so long. It's like, yeah, it was bound to happen.
It's
Well, I don't
yeah, it's
necessarily.
kind of what you expect.
I don't necessarily agree that they deserve it, but I am of the mindset.
I wouldn't
that
say
it's like,
deserve it, but it's like it
I am
was
of the-
bound to happen.
It's like I am of the mindset though that it's like we know too much about games before they come out lately. That's the thing, and that's something that really upsets me. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's like we did the same thing with Smash, okay? And
Yeah.
okay, I do think we are kind of guilty of that also because we would get Aidan to do a podcast episode after every single Smash Direct and talk about
Yeah.
it type thing. So I'm not saying that we're completely unworthy of the guilt there, but yeah, it's like it suffered from the same thing that Nintendo. We knew everything about Smash going into it. The only thing we didn't really know was more about World of Light, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
But
World of Light. Well, I mean, we kind of expected what was coming to Smash necessarily.
Yeah.
But they still did a good job at steadily. Yes, by the time it came out, we knew everything.
Yeah.
But they
that-
still did a good job at
yeah.
spacing info out of what new characters were being introduced, along with the DLC characters.
Right, but we
Yeah, even
had,
then,
like
like,
nitty
well,
gritty
even then, that
details,
wasn't
though.
like a few weeks out. But that was like a few weeks before release, where like they finally like revealed everything. So it wasn't that long. Like we had to wait
No.
with all that information.
Yeah.
Like, how long have we known all the worlds for Kingdom Hearts 3?
Right.
I still think there's one more. I think they've got one surprise out there.
I think they have a couple, to be honest.
Why can't they just do a game that nobody knows about, that's epic,
You
that's
cannot
awesome?
properly build hype. No, just kidding.
I mean, because a
Oh,
big
yeah.
part of the marketing of this game is is banking on the Disney like worlds, and so like using all these Disney characters in their trailers and stuff is a big part of their marketing. To
Right.
be fair,
And look,
But it's
look
like-
at Smash as well. It paid off for them big
mean,
time.
yeah.
So.
I don't have a
Yeah.
problem with their trailers. I do have more of a problem with them announcing and listing every world that will be there.
yeah.
Like, you can
I
hint
mean,
at it all you
yeah.
want in trailers type thing. You can leave some out of trailers, you know, if you wanted to,
But
and let
I
people.
I think they've done that for every Kingdom Hearts game though. Like I'm looking back and like I don't remember like at least all the Disney worlds.
Okay.
Like I don't think I don't think they've not done that for their other releases though. I mean, obviously Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 were in a different time, like where
Yeah.
social media wasn't a thing, like as big of a thing. But like I remember like going into that game, like there was a Tron world and a Steamboat Willie world and like
Okay.
a Pirates world, because I just from like Game Informer or like whatever
Mhm.
have you. So I don't think this is like new for them. I just think because of like
Well,
social media, like it's more in your face.
Yeah, well, I mean, even in the last 5 years, gaming boomed. And then you got places like Twitch, YouTube gaming, all that kind of stuff. It's
Yeah.
not, to me, it's not so much social media. It's more so that gaming platforms like Twitch and whatnot have grown
Yeah.
a lot more.
Right.
So a lot more people are getting involved or seeing what's going on.
And I guess also there was something you said for like the fan following it type thing, what they'll see
Yeah.
kind of voluntarily, because like I'm a massive fan of Kingdom Hearts type thing. You know, it's like I'm super excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head every world that we're gonna get in Kingdom Hearts 3. Or you know, it's like I haven't looked at the list. I don't really want to look at the list. The worlds that I know that we'll get will be like Pirates of the Caribbean, Wreck-It Ralph, and Frozen. And that's And
The only reason I
Yeah.
know all of them is because I've watched that last trailer they released like 50 times already,
okay, yeah.
which just details everything. So like I can just like list them off the top. But like I completely fall into like the marketing and like the trailers and everything.
Yeah.
So like I said, it doesn't bother me. I get like wanting to avoid spoilers for games, especially for a game that has taken this long
Mhm.
to like release. So like I do get like not wanting to like be like know at this much going into
But
it.
it's like I've seen the trailers too for it and everything. Maybe not the one where they list off everything, but like the shorter trailers, like the 2-minute
Yeah.
trailers.
Yeah,
or
like
something.
E3 and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just past that also is just where do I want to go with this? I just past that also is like the name sells it for me. Like I don't really need it's like as cool
Yeah.
as the trailers are, and as much as I'm obsessed with the latest one that they dropped, like the opening movie trailer that they dropped, is like, and as obsessed as I am with that, that doesn't sell the game for me. The name alone is selling this game for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
And it should be kind of the quality of the series over what's coming.
Yeah.
I think. Not that Kingdom Hearts is bad or anything, but I'm just
Yeah.
what
I
you
mean, they
trying to
do
say? No.
They do have to market this game to like a whole new audience because like one, it's been like I said, it's been over 10 years. So, like there's new people who
yeah.
haven't played it, and it's the first time it'll be on Xbox. So like there's a whole group of people they gotta market this thing to and who introduce this thing to.
Yeah.
And of course, it's not on PC.
Well, yeah.
No, why? No, it doesn't need to be.
To look at its
Sure.
absolute best, yes, it does.
Yes,
Wait, will it be on the
my
Windows
mind.
or on the Microsoft Store for download?
Ooh,
Probably.
No, it's not. It's not an exclusive to Xbox. So
Oh,
it may not
Yeah,
be.
thing it's not Microsoft published.
Okay, never mind then. I was like, we can get it on PC then, right? No,
Play anywhere.
right?
We can get it on PC right now.
Yeah, probably.
Accurate though.
Let's do it.
Yeah, accurate though. All right. So just once again, stay safe, kids. Stay safe.
Don't go
Just
on
get
the
off the
internet
internet.
for another month and a half.
Celebrate Christmas with your family. Don't go on
just,
the internet.
Like tune out for the holidays completely. And it's like come back to the internet once Kingdom Hearts 3 releases and you've been playing it. Just do not.
But no, I mean, just one more thing. Like that
Yeah.
is kind of like that's gonna be a really long 4 days between the 25th and 29th.
That's
But,
I don't
like-
know. That's a little bit bizarre to me. That
I
it's
know.
like a 4-day gap. Usually it's just like a day or so.
Yeah,
If
like
that.
it's either like 1 day or like 4 months.
Right. Yeah.
It's okay. Like I'll just play Resident
Or
Evil 2
years
and
if you want to.
and like avoid the internet at all costs.
Fair
Something.
enough.
He says an unplugged week. Just disconnect yourself.
Yeah.
It's like an unplugged sit suites.
Oh, I know.
Unplugged sit suites. Go do something else with your life. Go on a camping trip or something for like 6 weeks.
It's winter.
That's the best time to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I forget. You're in like.
They live in the
snow-
snowy parts.
I'm in New York. It's freezing rain.
Okay.
We
no.
have a beautiful 70 degrees right now.
Yeah.
Well, we can't all live on the west side of this country.
West Coast,
Oh.
best coast. Anyway. All right. So we're gonna save Matt's story for when we get to a different segment of the show, and we're gonna bump that segment
Okay.
right after gaming news. So you wanted it. You
I
specifically.
was using it as a bridge to get into a different topic of news.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you gonna do? Okay. Whatever. I thought it would just been gaming, then transition to anime, then movies. But,
We usually do gaming, movie, and then anime.
okay.
Why is this
Okay.
such an alien concept to you? You specifically.
No, it just seems like better formatting, in my opinion.
This is not the time for a discussion on formatting. Continue, Taylor,
That's
please.
fine.
I don't see what. Okay. Well, do you want whatever? All right. So my thing,
I can
Activision.
explain the process after.
Okay, Activision. Okay, the stock falls to an almost 2-year low. It's reached levels that was seen back in like April of 2017. So almost 2-year low. After Blizzard guts Heroes of the Storm. Okay, so Heroes of the
Ooh.
Storm, which is Blizzard's
Yeah.
MOBA and everything to compete with
Wow.
Dota 2 and League. They've completely gutted the HGC, which is the Heroes like Global Championship or something, which is the Blizzard esports circuit for it, and they've transferred most of the developers working on Heroes of the Storm to other projects, and they're unable to say whether or not more updates will come to the game or not. This comes after, from a month and a half ago at BlizzCon, Blizzard was telling pro players and like casters of the Heroes of the Storm industry that there would in fact be a 2019 season for HGC. So they dropped this. They dropped this, and the thousands of people involved in the Heroes of the Storm, like pro scene and everything, are suddenly left without a job overnight, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Third-party tournament organizers are still safe to, are still like good to go and everything, but yeah. Yeah.
Did
sorry
you
for
guys-
not working.
Did you guys read, like, it was from, I think there are 2 of them, like, because Kotaku put out these pieces of, like, the culture of Blizzard
Yeah.
itself on, like, Activision's, like, creeping influence on them. Like, they just released one, like, yesterday about, like, there's a bunch of cost cutting going there. Like, it's crazy what's happening there.
And
Especially, like, sorry.
Oh no, sorry.
You can
Keep
go.
going. I want
No,
to
you
keep
can
adding
go.
to it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
with them gutting Heroes of the Storm, which to be fair is their least successful IP,
Mhm.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It is.
Yeah. So in a way, it does make sense, but it's not like they were losing money off of it necessarily. So anyway, this leaves StarCraft 2 in an interesting place because StarCraft 2 is the next smallest one after Heroes of the Storm, and unless Korea can carry the entire industry, then, which I mean is definitely possible. But you never know. So StarCraft 2 is kind of in a weird, like, hey, what's going on with that type thing. But and then also,
They're sweating bullets.
yeah, I guess to be fair, also StarCraft 2 has a much better like third-party tournament organizer scene.
I mean,
and everything.
yeah, it's still going strong, pretty strong.
Even Brood War, especially after Remastered came out, even Brood War is still going insanely strong. Anyway, and then there's a big World of Warcraft controversy and everything right now. We recently had the first big content patch for Battle for Azeroth 8.1. I think it's called Tides of Vengeance or something. The developers forgot to put 80% of the patch notes onto release, and so the community had to figure out the rest of the 80%. There was a mega thread on Reddit that ended up being able to document everything.
Oh dear.
And then, so yeah, there was stuff like that. There was lack of communication issues. Most of the class balance changes that we were promised for Battle for Azeroth's release, which was the first week of August, No, I'm sorry, it was the second week of August. So they were like, okay, these remainder class changes, we're gonna have to push to 8.1. Most of them still didn't come to 8.1, so now we're left waiting another 2 months for 8.2. Okay, and they have and despite deciding to scrap it by the time 8.2 rolls around, they have doubled down on their progression system for stuff. There's also a ton of bugs and server lag currently ravaging the World of Warcraft servers. So, and it's stupid stuff, like every time you go into a barbershop, you disconnect.
That's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Socket closes on you.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. And this all mounts on top of the Diablo Immortal controversy from BlizzCon. So, yeah. And they can't seem to figure out why the stock is crashing.
This is actually quite interesting because there's another article that I saw on Kotaku about, which is pretty much related to BlizzCon. They're cutting costs on absolutely everything.
Yeah, that's what Aidan was getting to, and it seems like...
I didn't realize you're still going. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I kind of like wanted to add that in before, but it's all good. It's all good. So it's like, and then, you know, ever since BlizzCon, the Diablo Immortal controversy and everything, there have been a ton of investigative, like, journalistic stuff going into, it's like, okay, what has the culture at Blizzard? We've always tried to know Activision has been kind of a cesspool of a publisher. You know, you see the decline of Call of Duty and everything and whatnot, kind of
everything they touch is just disgusting now.
Yeah, but you know, Blizzard was always kind of that one shining gem in the sea of acid and everything, and now all of a sudden Blizzard is going down. And so after the Diablo Immortal controversy, there was a lot of investigative journalism from people like Jason Schreier from Kotaku and everything that were like, okay, so what's the culture like at Blizzard now, type thing. So Aidan, you seem to have read these stuff. I personally haven't read it because I'm kind of experiencing it firsthand, just being in the cesspool of both the StarCraft communities and the WoW communities as this is going on. So what are they saying about it?
I mean, obviously they're not saying anything like Activision Blizzard isn't saying anything official about this, but like, so like the big thing is like they're like the big like the executives are worried about like a lack of output, because obviously we know Blizzard, like they release one game at a time, like every few years they release a major new game, but they want more, they want to develop more, like they want them to put out more games. So like that's probably something we're going to see in the next few years, but they also want them to cut costs. Like we're probably going to see layoffs in like other departments, not the game development, obviously, because they want more games. And they've had like people from Activision kind of like come in, take roles at Blizzard, and since like Mike Moraine, just like since he stepped down, like he was kind of like obviously like a big face at Blizzard, a big force at Blizzard. So like it's just kind of like they just want them to make, essentially it's down to like content. Activision wanting Blizzard to put more out than they're doing currently.
Okay, yeah, that's been an argument that's I've seen like discussed and everything on both on the forums and like the WoW subreddit and everything, which I dare say the devs check the subreddit more than the forums nowadays. But anyway, so past that is or rather to go into that a little bit, is that so Activision, I mean, they're really stood for churning out Call of Duty once a year, right?
Yes.
They at least got that. And it's like we kind of, or it's like I've kind of figured out or reasoned at least that so they'll have the massive like earnings at least once every November when Call of Duty turns out, usually, right? At the same time though, you know, Call of Duty sales have fallen or did fall there for a while, type thing. I think Black Ops 4 might have recovered it, type thing.
I think I would say Black Ops 4, like, it did really well, which is kind of actually why I'm a little surprised that stock fell so much, because, like, I think it had, like it made, like, $500 million its first weekend. So, like, that's, like, kind of surprising that their stock fell to me because of that. Yeah. But, like, obviously, so just continue.
But then when we would have the midst of, you know, like Call of Duty maybe not bringing in as much as expected and everything, you know, you have this other massive portion of Activision that, you know, as Aidan said, you know, they churn out games once every couple years or something. You know, we're good for a WoW expansion every 2 years, a StarCraft game every 10 years or so. You know, or rather
like,
12 years.
Overwatch, like what's gonna happen with that?
A Diablo again once every 10 years.
Whatever Bungie publishes.
Yeah, the once random IP or so. Yeah, and so you know, Blizzard is a very, very slow very, very slow like maker, but they always make money. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like they always make
Yeah.
boatloads of cash and everything. And so this to me, it's like the conclusion I've arrived at is like this. Because for all intents and purposes, Battle for Azeroth, which was the latest expansion, it should have released in November, to be honest, type thing. But me and the community, we are of the opinion that they pushed it back to August so they could get that quarterly sales type thing from Battle for Azeroth into it, because it is by far I've been playing World of Warcraft for close to 13 years. Okay, this is by far, huh?
Would you like to break out the
No.
3600 word paper?
No, that's a different thing. This is by far the most unfinished expansion. And I played Warlords of Draenor, which is largely considered to be the worst one up until Battle for Azeroth at launch. At least it felt finished and polished type thing. It's just some of the systems they decided on weren't very fun. But Battle for Azeroth just straight up feels unfinished type thing. And, they still haven't completely gotten all the launch features that they wanted. It's the things I mentioned earlier, like the class design changes and everything having to be pushed back yet again. And so it definitely seems that the Activision investors wanted to see like more quicker money coming from this division of Activision, which is Blizzard. So, and things did kind of seem to hit the fan after Mike Morhaime left. But I do want to go back maybe a year and a half. This could have been 2 years ago at this point. This shift could almost be marked as when Chris Metzen, who was one of the big executive producers and writers for Blizzard, left also. So I think it's kind of the entendre there of both Metzen and Morhaime leaving.
Oh yeah, a lot of original people there. How long had they been part?
They were
Blizzard,
founders. They were founders.
No, how long has Blizzard been part of Blizzard Activision? How long has that been?
Since 2008.
Okay, so it's kind of weird like that. I mean, I know these kind of business things they take time, but it's just kind of weird to see all this happening now because it just because not only have they made money, but Blizzard is one of the most beloved studios in the industry.
Right.
So it's kind of weird to think about why now are they suddenly making these kinds of decisions and actions.
Yeah, and that's exactly it though. It's I related to, I always think, because the shift, it really depends on where you want to market. I think some people could say, the shift maybe happened once WoW started focusing on more monetary gains, or they added microtransactions into StarCraft 2, which, to be fair, the community had been asking for microtransactions in StarCraft 2, as strange as it sounds. When you play the game for a couple thousand hours, you get boring looking at the same units. So, we had been asking Blizzard for skins and different announcer
Sound
packs.
packs.
Yeah, exactly. And so people were glad, and they put a lot of the money to a good cause and everything. Every season or so in StarCraft 2, you can pay $20 and buy a war chest or something, which is basically a Fortnite season pass, so to speak, or whatever. So it unlocks specific cosmetic rewards, and 80% of the profits made from that goes into funding prize pools for StarCraft tournaments. So I mean, people are super into that.
Yeah,
that's a good way of
I think
it.
Blizzard does, kind of ironically, I think Blizzard does do these microtransactions the best out of at least some of the best, because I mean, Overwatch does it pretty well. It's cosmetic only loot boxes. So I think Blizzard does and microtransactions. I think they've kind of nailed how. I mean, we'll see how that goes going forward, but I think they've kind of nailed in-game purchases.
I wouldn't say necessarily that they've nailed it, because it's not cosmetic things have always been a thing, but they're the best at turning out the best looking cosmetics for what they're making.
Yeah.
Whether it's Overwatch skins, the packs for StarCraft, they've just always turned out amazing art.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, I can't emphasize enough as a longtime Blizzard fan and everything. It's I've played all their games, I've enjoyed all their games type thing. But it's as a very longtime Blizzard fan, how much it sucks to see them going down the drain like this. And I mean, not an insignificant portion of the WoW community has quit right now. That's the thing.
Oh no, it's a large portion.
Yeah. And so just stuff like that. And so life kind of sucks as a Blizzard fan right now. But, yeah. And then just to go into the history of acquirements, I guess, I think in 1994, Blizzard actually got acquired by Vivendi Games. And then, although that was pretty irrelevant because, Blizzard became the powerhouse that they were and everything. And it was obvious that Morhaime was still running the show at Blizzard and everything. And then in 2008, they got acquired by Activision. And I actually remember, this does kind of make sense. After the acquiring, so in World of Warcraft, there's the in-game store.
Red lines.
Huh?
And connecting the red lines to the dots, everything makes sense now.
Yeah, just like it's like that meme when it's like the dude with his like the undone tie and everything with like the web of information trying to explain to someone. It's like that meme right now. That does make sense. So it's like Vivendi got acquired by Activision in 2008. Hence, it became
Blizzard
Activision
transfer.
Blizzard at that point. So Blizzard is
Yeah.
now under Activision. I remember this was near. So Wrath of the Lich King launched in 2008, which was the second expansion for World of Warcraft. And then a few weeks after that, they added the in-game store to it, or the in-game real money store. The only thing you could buy was the special mount for $25. And this generated a decent bit of controversy because it by far had the best like rigging and design of any mount in game for that point.
Yeah.
And you could only buy it for $25. So you almost kind of see, this is when the microtransactions started. It's like as soon as Blizzard got acquired by Activision type thing. And I mean, to be fair, they've added items to the in-game store and everything, expanded it appropriately, but it's always been reasonably balanced type thing. So, yeah. Anthony, what do you think?
Oh yeah. I mean, with what I was going to say about the article before, they've already laid off quite a few employees or bought them out anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've cut back on the whole finance department. They've cut back on the whole anything that is not currently making a game at the moment. They've cut back on. I am a bit curious as to why it's happened now. I think it's because Mike's left. Mike Morhaime has left.
Yeah, I definitely think
And Activision has kind of thought, we can kind of take over a bit more now. Let's do
They
it.
finally took the step forward to actually intervene with them a bit more.
Yes.
Do you believe it also has to do with the rise of games as a service? Like how those have come more prevalent?
I mean, WoW kind of defined that model, right? They made
Yeah.
the subscription MMO style hip. But, when you typically see a games as a service type thing, you don't usually see a subscription model attached to it type thing. Because, to me at least, I kind of separate it out. So it's like, you get your games as a service, but those are usually free to play, or at least there's an initial cost to it. But then past that, you can have the option to bypass it. WoW is just a constant subscription model.
Yeah.
Type thing. So.
I mean, yeah, they kind of are at the forefront at the game service things, but it just, I don't know, because like we said, Activision is known for like churning out annual releases. So like, I wonder if they're gonna like kind of start to do that with, I mean, maybe not to have like an Overwatch 2 or something, but like maybe we're gonna see more like spin-off games or like games like from take their franchises and like see. I mean, I definitely think we're gonna see more game releases from Blizzard in like 2019 and beyond. But it'll just like I am gonna see it. Really interesting to see if like how much Activision is going to like integrate itself or influence like Blizzard's practices in the like next few years.
Because we at least know from like testimony. Granted, this next point been made. It's like Mike Morhaime isn't necessarily the perfect angel, but he's definitely like the stopping force behind a lot of these more aggressive practices that we're starting to see and everything. And I don't even think necessarily that J. Allen Bratt, the guy who replaced him, is the bad guy either. Necessarily, because if you know his history with the Star Trek Online thing, you know that he actively fought against the business practices that the people behind Star Trek Online were trying to implement and everything. And if he thought something was bad for the game, he would try to fight it as much as he could. And so the community right now is really hating on Jay Allen, but I really don't think he's the villain in all this, to be honest.
No.
But anyway, so
him and Mike founded
No.
Or what was it called back then?
No, Jay Allen was brought on to the company later.
So the CEO currently of Blizzard,
there is no CEO. There's only a president type thing, which is
because it's Activision Blizzard, like it's the one big company.
Which is kind of strange because someone caught this the other day. It was basically so Mike Morhaime had the title of president and CEO of Blizzard Entertainment type thing. J. Allen Bratt, who is the direct replacement for Morhaime, only has president attached to his name.
Wait, was he considered the CEO? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was considered. Yeah, his title once included CEO. but now it doesn't. So make it that
Yeah.
what you will. But
Well, I think that's just, I don't think that's anything necessarily suspicious because it is a subsidiary. So like you
Right.
don't see like CEOs for subsidiaries of like different companies usually have like one at the top.
yeah,
It's like yeah, and like this whole decision, like yeah, I mean the whole thing. This is this is by the shareholders. Like we like,
Yeah.
so like it's just like it's not even like Activision specifically that's like kind of doing. These are like the people like above like their Activision who are like really have nothing to do with game development who are calling these shots. So it's just like, it's just like I don't want to like. I know like I'm not as a Blizzard fan as invested with Blizzard as you are, but like I'm definitely interested to see what Blizzard is gonna look like in the next few years.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
what they're gonna be like.
Yeah.
I think next BlizzCon is gonna be really interesting.
Yeah.
yeah.
I reckon they're going to go a lot more mobile orientated. Like they're going to just keep on churning out mobile stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
the thing is
That would
that's
blow.
that's corroborated though. That's the thing.
They've
Is that it's like
they've said it.
Blizzard has said that they are trying to work on mobile stuff concerning all of their IPs.
Hmm.
So there you go. So we might see like a mobile game every playoff play. They'll get it out of like
Yeah.
pay stuff.
And I mean,
Buy 5 gems for $5.
right, exactly.
That would suck.
Yeah.
And it's like, to my point was, that it's like, granted, it's apparent that Mike Morhaime had a degree of significant influence to try and keep this stuff back. But I mean, he was no perfect angel, neither, necessarily. Like, Warlords of Draenor, which again, at least it felt finished. It was just kind of like it wasn't Blizzard putting their best foot forward to it. Type thing.
He made up for it afterwards.
Yeah, and it's like,
with other expansions.
right, and it's like Warlords was eventually good, though. That's the thing. And it's like right now, there's no hope for BFA to be eventually good. And especially after getting Legion, which was the expansion in between Warlords and BFA that we're in now. Legion was good all the way through. That's the thing. And so, people are tired of, it's like, wait, we're not going to wait, a year and a half down the line for when it reaches the final content patch and things are considered good. We just got like a taste of what an expansion is all the way through being very good. We want that back.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of sucks. Blizzard.
Yeah, definitely.
Blizzard
I mean,
not
considering that they were like one of the better companies out there, and now they're going down the
Right.
definitely sad to see.
Yeah. Aidan, because you're trying to follow the market for this a bit, is there any sort of chance that we could see Blizzard break off from Activision, or do you think they're too set? Like, I kind of wonder what sort of exit clauses would be in there. We can't hear you.
You muted or something.
Is Fitz?
Alright, can you hear me?
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. So it's like I didn't say much, but it's just like everything I've like read and like followed there hasn't been any indication that like that's in the cards.
Right.
So I mean, like I said, since it is wholly owned by Activision, like Activision Blizzard, like I don't think they really have. I think it's like you said, the executive who like of Activision Blizzard who like this will decide to spin that off. Because it is a subsidiary of Activision Blizzard, so like I don't think as far as I'm aware, that's not really
Okay.
a thought at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, at what point does Blizzard just get too tired of, it being imposed on them? And then
What would they have to do to leave, though?
Right, exactly. That's the thing. It's like we don't know what an exit clause for this sort of contract would look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, all right, I guess also, do you think this could be wishful thinking, but does anyone think that maybe they're going to take like a year and a half maybe at this point of being in the bad graces of the community just so that they can set themselves up to make a constant flow? Because the Blizzard revenue model is very, very spiky type thing every couple of years.
Yeah.
It has to deal with the release schedule, obviously, right? So they'll make they'll certainly churn a profit and everything. They'll churn a very large profit. It's like even in years where Blizzard doesn't make like big releases, so no expansions or like no games or anything, they'll still account for a significant percentage of Activision's total revenue type thing and profit. And so do you think maybe Blizzard is going to take a year and a half of setting themselves up to make a more higher constant stream of money, whether it's through like mobile, which is very lucrative and everything, or other things, before getting back to the thing where it's like, okay, we can now take our time on it because we have all these other different revenue sources that appease the shareholders and constantly, and then we can move on to the spiky thing again.
That'd
I
be
mean,
nice, but that's not going to happen.
Okay.
I don't know. Like,
Okay.
I mean, the one thing with like the mobile things, like that's not. I mean, at least Diablo Immortal, who knows what other things? They're not made by Blizzard itself, so
Right.
like that's an outside company. So like, I don't even know if that's really a factor in this. I mean, obviously they're gonna make the money off of it,
Mhm.
but like this isn't Blizzard working on these projects. Like, I don't know if that really. I don't know if like that's really gonna be a thing that will kind of like propel them. Like I don't know. I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna start seeing more steady releases, like maybe even annual releases from Blizzard, like in the next few years.
I wouldn't be surprised if we went to a WoW expansion a year, to be honest, at this point.
But how many more people would they have to hire to be able to do that? Though?
Yeah, that's a lot.
I know. Well, I mean, it would be obviously
Especially with the layoffs.
it would be a smaller in scale expansion than what we'd be used to.
What would you rather have? The grandeur expansion?
I would much rather have like what we've been doing, where it's like you get the expansion, then a year and a half worth of content and patches, and then like a little 6-month like dead period or so between expansions.
Yeah.
So I would much rather have that, obviously. But again, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if they went. I wouldn't be surprised if WoW went free to play, to be honest.
Mm.
I don't think
I
they'd
don't know.
make enough money.
Although that's kind of
because it's still too spiky for that.
yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
an emergency like nuclear option though, where it's like, all right, subscriber counts are down the toilet. People just simply aren't playing the game. Let's like make it the most accessible.
Yeah. I was like, I feel like it's been subscription model for just so long. I feel like they wouldn't do that unless, like you said, it's like the last option. Just
Yeah.
because it's so like it's survived this long on subscription, like
Right.
much longer than like any other MMO.
For what it's worth, or I guess I'd have two like concluding points, unless Anthony, you want to add anything?
I think it's kind of just going to be, to use a phrase, but crapware a lot more out of
Okay.
them compared to more consistent, good quality releases.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to be forced to keep on doing mobile releases and all that kind of stuff. I don't see them leaving Activision anytime soon.
Yeah.
Because if they did, I reckon that would have to be probably bought out by somebody else or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It would be cool if kind of Bethesda or someone bought them out, but
I actually want EA to. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I would much rather have EA have like buy out Blizzard than.
No.
at least EA let people do what they want.
I mean,
kind
the
of thing.
only annual releases EA does are their sports games. So
Right, exactly. They're kind of. It's like their investors are at least used to what I would
Like-
refer to as the spiky business model, like,
Yeah.
where it's like the spike revenue.
Although, and even though like with the Call of Duty games, even those aren't like, I mean, they're annual releases, but like they're different teams each year. So like it's not the same as like Blizzard working on a game every year. So
Right.
like even
Yeah.
that's not the same. So like I don't know how they would adapt a like annualized release schedule.
Yeah, which is why I think they might have shifted towards mobile, because I mean, mobile is a lot easier to develop than.
Yeah, I mean they
It's a lot
did
easier to make money.
Yeah.
they did buy the developers of Candy Crush like a few years ago. So like who knows if they want to?
Oh, isn't that King? Microsoft owns
Yeah.
King.
No, Activision bought it.
Oh, did they? Okay, I was.
Yeah, it was bought by Activision Blizzard for like $4 billion.
Oh, okay. Then why does?
So like
Then why
Whoa.
does Candy Crush come pre-installed on Windows? Whatever.
got that
Have to
promotion,
Google it.
Yeah.
cross promotion.
Okay, I guess that's fair. Anyway, so my two like concluding things about it is one last anecdote is give you an idea how the culture has shifted. This is from what an ex-customer like service rep told me that I still keep in contact with. We used to like be in a deal before he became a game master and everything. He basically told me that they no longer, or it's like when like evaluating performances of the customer support reps, they only look at how many 5-star ratings they've gotten as opposed to the ratings across the board. So, yeah.
This always a good old pat on the back.
Yeah.
And then what's up?
I was gonna say, fun little tidbit. King was acquired by Activision Blizzard in February of 2016 for $5.9
Oh my
billion.
God.
Ooh, almost sense. Okay.
And where did King get their Candy Crush formula from? Funnily enough, they stole it from another developer who took them to court.
Worth the bejeweled
and
people.
I was
No.
like, I mean, it's a
Okay.
bejeweled like copy.
Yeah.
this was like a really small developer that was working on exactly the same game, like
Oof.
Oh, I'm looking at this now.
Okay.
identical. and the people took them to court, and I think they either lost or couldn't afford to pay for the court fees, so they gave up.
Okay.
I think King took it off.
Gotta hate that.
No. Okay. Sorry, there was an announcement from people. All right. Yeah, and then the very last thing I want to say is, it's like, I give you an idea. I've canceled my WoW subscription. Yeah.
Oh.
Shocker.
I know.
Shocker.
It's like, I don't know, but I think it says something when it's like it's been like 13 years-ish running type thing,
Wow.
and it's like I finally pulled the plug on it type thing just because.
You've only ever like cancel your subscriptions if you really hate something as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And like, do you see yourself going back to it?
Maybe.
Like,
I would
like,
like to
not
go back.
immediately, but like,
I would like to go back to it someday, but it has to be fun for me to play. Type
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor, I mean, just kind of put this out there. When he cancels subscription, he does it for like a movement type reason. He's only ever canceled his subscriptions for EVE Online to get a point across.
I mean,
Yeah.
but with your wallet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You wait for
exactly.
the wallet.
And that's a very actually prevalent thing to do in EVE. Is if we don't like something, literally the majority of us just will drop our subscription.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Like their numbers will tank by 60+% within a week.
Yeah.
If they're making money, they'll notice.
Because the community is somewhat small for EVE by comparison
Yeah.
to like WoW and everything, but they're very intercommunicated with each other. So it's like when there's a movement going on, the entire community kind of does it. And as Matt said, people get upset. Oh, canceled the sub. CCP sees a drop of like 60 to 70% subscription. Yeah.
And they went way messed up.
Yep. And the changes usually do reversed, and then we're back playing next week.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. And then, so Matt's topic bridges into anime news. So we're going to use that as a smooth segue into it. But first, why don't you tell us what's going on? JumpForce is looking better and better by the day.
JumpForce. Okay, so you can make the argument for this that they keep releasing us a whole lot of information, but honestly, it's
kind
whatever.
of
But
in their case.
For a
Hypocrite.
fighting game, it's kind of different.
Hypocrite. No. Sorry.
I know. I'm just saying it out there. We could use it as a topic.
I know.
As one of the
I'm
topics,
joking.
but
It's fine.
Deku and Asta have been announced for JumpForce.
Who are
Deku from My Hero Academia, the main character,
Okay.
the green black-haired looking guy, and Asta, the man known for screaming from Black Clover.
Also the main character from Black Clover.
Yes, he is the main character.
All right. Yeah.
Okay,
Awesome.
cool.
I am actually really excited for those two people to join the roster.
Next topic. No.
Excuse me.
Oh!
Next. No.
Woo!
Yeah. Excuse me.
As
Okay.
someone who like doesn't watch anime, I've covered this game a lot for like other things. Like I've just become invested with it through covering, like, because I wrote news stories on both Asta and Deku, and like I'm just like, I know exactly what you're talking about. It feels like kind of nice, but like
Okay.
I'm just kind of surprised because like My Hero Academia is like the biggest anime in the world right now. Like it's kind of like surprising that they like didn't like do this earlier.
Well, it's the argument of
I think they were waiting
how
for
long
the
has this
reveal
game
of it.
been in development? Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
waiting for the reveal of it. Yeah, I don't know. We saw this game. I forget where we first saw this game. I was like, okay, you know what?
E3.
Okay, E3. Yeah, I was like, you know what? This looks okay, I guess. I don't really watch One Piece. Didn't really watch Death Note or anything. Watched
Dragon
a little.
Ball.
Yeah, didn't really watch Dragon Ball. I watched a little bit of Naruto, mostly in
You're
passing.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Mostly in passing. But then I pretty much said, if they, because Shonen Jump, which is the like magazine that like the characters are from,
Yeah.
everything, because Shonen Jump is a big manga publishing thing, or it's like is a big
Weekly manga publisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's like most of these like super like franchise, because the biggest anime franchises are shonen. And it's like, it's
Yes.
primarily not saying that there's anything wrong with watching shonen as an adult or anything. I do it and everything. But it's like, it's geared for, kids around like 10 to 14-ish or so, 10 to 13-ish or so. But it's like by far and away the biggest franchises are shonen. And it's they usually get their start in the Shonen Jump magazine and everything from the weekly manga publications that they do. And so anyway, when first seeing this game, I was like, maybe cool. But, if Yugi is in it from Yu-Gi-Oh, then I'm sold. I mean, shortly after we got confirmation that Yugi is in it, so I've been sold on this game for a while. And I mean, as a fan of MHA and Black Clover, Deku and Asta being in it is only sweetening the deal.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I was kind of sold on it when I first saw it at E3.
okay.
Same. I love shonen.
Even though I don't watch a whole heap of anime, I watch Naruto and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
but like I think that's the only Shonen Jump anime that I've watched like relating to that, to be honest.
Okay.
But it looks cool, so I'd still pick it up any day.
My Hero is a really good one to watch.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
It just looks like insanity, and I'm just like, I kind of want to say because it's so over the top. Like it's just leaning into. I mean, it's about the like mon characters like ending up in the real world. Like that's the storyline. And I'm just like, okay, fine, you've sold me. Like you know exactly what you're doing. You're going for it.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like it's just like this game is gonna be big because like every like announcement trailer has gotten so much like buzz and hype. Like this game's gonna be huge when it releases.
Oh yeah.
The most ambitious crossover ever.
I mean,
Not since Smash Bros. Brought in Joker.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
that's. I lost my
Wait,
marbles.
did you not talk about
No, we talked about it a little bit. You cut out
we
again.
talked about it, but
You
it was
cut out
like,
again.
ooh, that was a good moment. That was a
Aidan,
very
you're muted.
nice moment.
I missed it.
Yeah. Oh man, that was such a hype moment at the Game Awards.
I was like, okay,
You're good.
fine, I'll buy the fighter. I was gonna buy the fighter pass anyway, but I was like, fine, I'll buy the fighter pass.
Yeah, exactly. That was it.
It's like, you know what? You convinced me.
I was
I was
almost
like,
yeah. When we first saw it, I thought it was gonna be like a Persona 5 like spin-off or something.
That's what I was
Which I was
expecting
still
as
Persona
well.
5 on Switch.
Which yeah, that too. I was like
Yeah.
looking for it, but it's like, oh my god, Joker and Smash.
Turn the letter where it's like the minds were blown everywhere.
Oh, it's so fun. We did touch about it briefly right after on the podcast. That was the Saturday after the Game Awards. But yeah, that
Like my thing was like, it was like, oh my god, Joker. That's like, oh my god, we're getting a Persona music. Oh my god, we're gonna get a Joker amiibo.
And
that was
oh
like-
my god. It just kept building.
It just like kept because like we're gonna get a Persona stage.
yeah. But yeah. So Anthony, you kind of touched on it though. Is like how over the top this game is going to be, and I think that's like really fitting because to be a lot of the fighting. I mean, and by over the top, I think you kind of mean it's gonna be epic in scale type thing.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, most fighting games are over the top in their own ways, so to speak. Like Mortal Kombat has always been like kind of over the top with the gore
Oh my god.
and whatnot. But
Speaking of the Game Awards,
Yeah, that was
Mortal
also
Kombat.
really sick.
that was
brutal.
I was watching. I was like,
Coming
oh
to
my
Switch
god.
and you're just like, okay, Switch.
I was like,
Okay, Nintendo.
I was like,
Cut out again, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cut out.
Okay. Ugh. Did
Oh,
you a new
you
mic
got
for
what I
mine.
Christmas?
get when I talk about Mortal Kombat, I guess.
Yeah. Did you a new
Yeah.
mic for Christmas, Aiden?
I know.
Yeah,
But
but
I mean, as far as like Shonen Jump's concerned, every Shonen Jump anime that I've ever seen or I've watched many look over the top. It's
Yeah.
Gonna,
Oh
like,
yeah, they're all
Naruto's-
over the top, and that's
Naruto's over the top.
right, that's
and that
inherent to the
is-
genre. You know, like the MC is usually always overpowered to hell.
Yeah, exactly.
So, not saying that there's anything
that's
wrong
what
with it,
makes
but
it
I'm just saying, yeah.
That's what's going to make it awesome, and I reckon it's going to be one of the biggest fighting games that have ever come out, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because you got all the Tekkens and all that, but they're just the same repeated kind of formula a bit. No offense, Andrew.
I was gonna say, Andrew, where you at?
Yeah. But this is something completely new, and I'm excited to see where it's going to go, definitely.
Yeah,
I
this
just
is.
love seeing what they do with the fighters as a whole. Just all the crazy moves they can manage to come up.
Mhm.
Like when I don't know, is Piranha Plant live to play right now, or is that
No,
still
February.
February? Like when that comes out, the moveset's just gonna be so funky, but it's like the amount of craziness and flexibility they have. It's just gonna be cool to see what they can do with so many different characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be really fun to see how they like scale everything to kind of match each other. Because like,
Yeah.
you kind of get these characters that have the ability to affect like or do like these massive moves on like a world scale type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going up with characters like, for example, Asta that will be in it type thing, where it's like, granted, he is like plenty powerful himself and everything, but his moves aren't on such a like massive scale
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
you know,
There's
like
like
Goku. Or
I know
something.
the common system breakdown is like block level, city level,
Yeah.
world level, country level.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you have like Goku and who is obviously a world level, if not solar system level character.
Yeah.
And then you have somebody like Asta who's just there with a sword.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
granted, it's like they are playing powerful in their own universes, but it's like when you
Yeah.
have this blend and everything.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like when they like did Injustice. It's like, how are you gonna have Superman fighting against like Harley Quinn? Like how and like I don't remember the story reasoning, but like there's just, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's
No,
a
it
fighting
doesn't.
game. It's a video game, but like
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll have some explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe,
They
maybe
didn't
the
really
powers
do
are
that
slightly.
very well in Ninja.
No, but they tried.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they're in the real world. Maybe the powers are slightly diminished because of.
Yeah, they're like
yeah.
dampened.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sure. So, all right. So yeah, this is like the only fighting game that I'm excited for, and I'll probably play besides Smash. You know. Yeah.
It's
'Cause
funny
Yeah.
because it's releasing on the same day as Dead or Alive 6, and I'm like, the War of the
Unless,
I mean, those
like-
are two very different
Yes, they
audiences.
are.
To be fair,
Yes, they
like
are.
they're like not really competing against each other, but like it's just funny to see two fighting games come out on the same day.
Yeah.
Now it would be a right if PlayStation released All Stars,
Oh man.
PlayStation All Stars.
Oh man.
Oh my!
that
I-
that
I-
exists.
When I
It
was
does.
writing my
And
when
it
I
was
was
fun.
writing my like Disney thing, I was like, I feel like I could turn this into like we need now's the time for PlayStation All Stars to come back.
Now is the perfect time.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have like Spider-Man, like new Kratos, Aloy,
Aloy.
She
I
with
mean,
her
with
bow
the-
and arrow.
Yeah.
And with
I thought her name was
with,
Alloy.
It's the same thing.
Like the metal, or okay.
like the metal blend.
Yeah.
I've always called her Alloy.
Okay.
I thought it was Aloy. I don't know.
I haven't played the game, so I don't know how they say it in game.
Yeah.
That's fair. But it's like especially with the bringing back of Spyro and Crash, it's like
Mm,
Oh yeah.
They could add
there's so much to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Mm.
So, gonna use. So yeah, little sum up there is Deku and Asta announced for JumpForce. Deku, who's from My Hero Academia. Yeah, he's gonna be in the JumpForce as we just talked about. But to use this as a segue into the anime
Jumping right
news.
into the
Yeah,
anime
into
news.
the anime news. And our first piece for that, we have a couple of short ones, but our first piece is My Hero Academia, which Deku is in fact the main character of, is getting a
Yes, yes.
season 4, and it will come out in the
Ooh.
fall 2019 season. So about October-ish 2019 is when we'll
Cool.
get season 4 of MHA.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
Now wait, okay, just like where can you watch? Like where is that available?
Hulu.
Is it? It's on Hulu?
Or
Okay.
Funimation.
Okay, okay, because I know
Yeah.
I know Funimation Hulu had that whole deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Mm.
because I thought about watching it, but like I was just like, where?
It's
I've
really
been
good.
watching it on Hulu, and it's just fine.
All right,
And
because
Asta-
I'm trying to watch more anime.
okay.
Yeah.
Just don't. Yeah.
Watch Log Horizon. That's great.
Once Cowboy Bebop comes on Netflix
Yeah.
in 2019, I'm gonna watch that.
Cowboy
Oh,
Bebop is already on Hulu.
At least.
It
no.
is?
Yeah.
Well, oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
Hulu.
And what was the one that they announced? Didn't they announce one?
They
coming to
announced
Netflix?
that a
no,
live action
Evangel-
was coming.
Evangelion,
Evangelion is
yeah,
coming
is
to
coming in
Netflix.
HD
Yeah,
Netflix.
live
That's
action
nowhere
Cowboy Bebop.
streaming, by the way.
Yeah, that's
Evangelion
You're not
is
able to
Netflix.
get that unless you know Yarhar.
Unless you just
Yeah,
buy
they're-
it too.
They made a big announcement. It's coming to Netflix in 2019.
Yeah, I remember being
Yeah.
hyped about it.
Okay.
Yeah, because Evangelion is super duper good.
Good thing Tumblr's hard.
What are you not any more hyped about it? It's like, say it in the past tense. I remember being hyped for it. Are you not anymore? Or what?
I remember being hyped that Netflix announced it type thing, but it's like
Yeah.
it's to me it just
It was a
feels,
while ago.
Yeah, it just feels
Yeah.
nice to have the option of it being there. I'm probably not going to watch it on Netflix because I fairly recently watched it. Like it was
Fair enough.
within the past 6 months or so that I went and sailed the high seas to watch it. So
Cool.
yeah,
The hype may have left, but the excitement is still there.
It's
exactly.
there. It'll be
Yeah.
there until the deal runs out.
Till the end of time.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, and then we also mentioned Asta being added to JumpForce. He's from Black Clover, which is still running and everything.
It is.
And I mean, the series is probably going to outlive all of us, but it's a very good show, by the way.
How long has it been going on for?
We're up to episode 63 now
Oh wow.
on the latest like airing version type thing. If you're watching the
Yeah.
dub, which I would recommend, it's the dub through Funimation. And again, I would recommend it over the sub because Asta likes to scream in the sub, and it's kind of annoying. They've toned it down in the later episodes, but it takes like 30 episodes for him to tone it down. So that's super annoying. So just start watching the dub. Funimation is like 2 weeks behind with their
That's not
dub.
bad.
No. So yeah, no, I would recommend that too. But yeah, once again, MHA is good, sub or dub. So whichever you want to watch it. Go buy yourself like a Funimation and Crunchyroll subscription. I would say just get a no, actually better yet,
Or get a Hulu subscription.
Actually better yet, get a Verve and Funimation subscription. Yeah, rip.
We don't have any of them here.
I'm sorry. You have Crunchyroll at least, right?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
They have Crunchyroll, and do you have Hulu?
That was like Hulu.
Not long words. We may though. We may.
Okay. Although,
Oh,
go ahead.
I thought his mic just cut out. So
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay. Although, Aiden, you said you were gonna watch the Cowboy Bebop live action.
No, I thought
okay.
no. Okay, I thought because I got my anime mixed up. I thought because I was like, I know they announced that like popular anime was coming to Netflix. So I was like, Cowboy Bebop was it? But then it was like, oh no. Then it was like Evangelion that they announced was coming to Netflix. Like I mean, maybe I'll watch live action, but I'll watch the original first.
Yeah. It was like, at the very least, do yourself justice and watch the animated series first.
No, because that's like what 13 episodes.
It's 24.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anime. It's like most animes with this side. From Shonen is notorious for this, by the way. Most animes are like either 12 or 24 episodes per season. But then you get shonens that are just super long running.
Yeah, it's like all the ones I like am aware of are like
1,000 episodes
long,
of
and I'm like I don't have that time.
Yeah. So yeah, and then another little like small news bit. Cells at Work, which really fun show, by the way. You guys should watch it. It's like, you guys remember Osmosis Jones?
Yes.
Anyone?
Yes.
It's pretty much that, but Japanified. Okay,
Oh,
to be honest.
boy.
But it is a
I'm
really
looking this
good
up.
show. Okay, it's great. I got my biology professor to watch it.
Japanese people.
Okay. And so, yeah, they're getting a special bonus 13 episode that's going to be airing on December 26th. So, I mean, that's 4 days from now. About the common cold.
Okay.
It's like because the episode structure is about how the body like deals with various like diseases and things and
Yes.
whatnot. So, yeah, it's like they're doing a special episode for the common cold.
Wow, this is like it actually is almost like exactly like Osmosis Jones.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah. I said Osmosis Jones, but Japanified.
Do you know what that is, Anthony?
No.
Okay.
Oh my god.
How do you
You need to
explain?
come to like
I'm good.
America for like a
I give, like, a
month, and
quick-
we can just make you binge watch.
Yeah.
all
So
the
how would you
popular stuff.
explain Osmosis
Okay.
Jones and/or Cells
So
at
do you
Work
know
from scratch?
Do you know who Bill Murray is?
Yes.
Okay, so it's about inside of Bill Murray. There is an anime like his inside everything is live action, but then the inside of Bill Murray's animated, and it stars a
Okay.
white blood cell known as Oz, voiced by Chris Rock, I think.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he like
I
gets
did-
really sick because he eats an egg that was on a like zoo cage, which is really gross. And he gets
This is
sick
a
and
dumb idea.
he takes a pill, and the pill is just alive. It just is always in his body for some reason. And like he gets like this virus or something from eating it, and they have to team up. The white blood cell and this pill have to team up to like stop it. It's wild, and like they're like
I'll have to watch this now.
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's weird.
And like thinking about it now, it's really weird because like there's this other white blood cell that like
There's
is
an
his
image.
love interest.
Hmm.
And I'm like, how does why?
It's like how did this even do?
Yeah,
How does this even
they
do?
got a TV show too based off of it.
They
which-
did,
yeah,
and the
they
TV
did.
show was actually really good.
Yeah, I remember watching that as a kid. It was cool.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but other than that, yeah, Cells at Work is good. I would recommend watching it.
I'm interested.
It's only like
I
12
post-
episodes. It's on Crunchyroll.
I posted an image of Osmosis Jones in the chat if anybody wanted to look at it.
Okay. Yeah. The platelets
seen it
are
yet.
adorable in Cells at Work. And
that's
then
your profile pic on Discord.
yeah. And then just kind of past that, the fall season of anime starting to wrap up. We're gonna get like a 1 or 2 week break for winter season. I think starts up like first or second week of January. We had a couple
Yay, some
shows.
catch-up time.
Yeah, we had a couple shows end today because Saturday's the big like airing date for stuff and everything. I know. So Goblin Slayer ended next week or ends next week, I think. And then shows that will be 24 episodes are on like or will continue their second tour. I think either in the start of winter season they might go off or they might take a couple weeks off. I'm not sure how they'll do it. Depends on the show. But then yeah, things like SSSS Gridman ended today. So there's talk about that. Release the Spice ended today. So yeah, a couple shows.
Release the spice.
Yeah, release the spice. I have no idea what it's about, but
No idea either.
yeah. So yeah, and then winter season is coming up. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Yeah. Well, Anthony, what games are releasing?
What about movie stuff?
I was about to
Oh,
say.
that's right. Yeah, we completely skipped.
Yeah, this is like the most
Hey,
important.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the most important thing.
All right, so Hideo Kojima of esteemed Metal Gear Solid fame. You know who he is, okay? Yeah. Hideo Kojima's favorite movie of 2018 is, drum roll please, Paddington 2.
Oh,
He is
no.
a man of great taste.
Yeah. Hideo
I have not seen that
Kojima
movie.
is quite the film buff, by the way.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I would take kind of this opinion with a lot of respect and weight to it.
I mean, I know it's like not. I think it's like the best reviewed movie on Rotten Tomatoes or something. Like
Yeah,
it has
which
like
only
100%
dethroned
positive
itself.
score.
It only dethroned itself because it didn't overtake Paddington 1 for.
I think so. Like
Okay.
they're like the most. Like they're two of the most delightful things you'll ever see in your life.
Okay.
Is that the live action one?
It's the live
Yes.
action bear, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Isn't
I
that
have-
Winnie the Pooh? No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's not. I have yet to
we don't talk
see
about that.
Paddington. I've yet to see
It's-
Paddington. So-
I watched it when I was a camp counselor one summer, and it was like a rain day, so we watched it with the kids. It was like, and I think I enjoyed it more than they did. It was like,
Okay.
it's just it's a feel good, like, well made film, and it's just there's like nothing bad about it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So,
Cool.
did you see the second one?
Yes,
Okay. Do you think it's deserving of?
Oh.
Okay.
it's deserving of Hideo Kojima's praise.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
like
I'll have to go see it then.
I think other notable things on the list are things like Mission Impossible, Fallout, and then that was the only other like movie I recognized on there, to be honest.
Bumblebee.
Nothing Marvel
Oh,
related
Bumblebee.
at all. Yeah. So maybe he just doesn't
I
like.
mean,
the
he
movie.
like always he likes those.
Oh, rip.
Rip connection.
Okay, for
Hello. Hello. Hello.
No.
Rest in peace, Overlay, in about 3,
Two.
2,
One.
1.
Hey, we saved it. We saved it. We saved it.
I I just like died
Christ.
for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
Okay, like when it happened, I was looking up for his list of his best the best movies.
Yeah.
Oh wow, there's a
So
lot
you-
of these.
Don't go on the internet.
Yeah. He comes out with one like every year, I think.
Yeah. Wait, did some of these movies actually come out this year?
I think
What?
so.
I know, but like one of these movies, I was like, no. Oh wait, no. Oh, okay. Coco did not come out this year, but that's fine.
Well, you saw it this year, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Still a good movie.
I
Yeah.
think
Oh, it's a very
I saw
good
it.
movie.
Okay.
There's a lot of good picks on here.
Okay. So yeah, just curious. Go check that out. Let's try this again.
Cool.
Anthony, what games are releasing?
Not much because we're coming to the end of the year.
Yeah.
So it's 2 days away, or 3 days away for other people. And end of the year is what? How many days? Like 10 or something?
Sure.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Oh, like maybe like 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost the end of the year.
What side of the world you're on?
Yeah. So we only have around 5 or so things coming until
That's not
December the 31st. So to begin with, we have Aero Complete Edition, which is coming to Switch. We also have Pipe Push Paradise, which is going to Switch as well on December the 24th, which is tomorrow for us, or in 2 days' time. Super Treasure Arena is going to Switch also on December the 24th. The Digerati Indie Bundle, Ink and Hacky Zack, I don't know, is
Okay.
going to Switch also on December the 24th. We also have Minimax Tinyverse, great names I must say. Steam Early Access December the 26th. Uncanny Valley is going to Switch on December the 27th. And Samsara Deluxe is going to Switch on December the 31st for EU, or January the 10th for North America, and that's it for this week.
Okay. Wow, that was
Mm.
surprisingly smooth. Okay.
Because I didn't interrupt this time because there's nothing worthy of interrupting. I knew nothing on that list.
Yeah.
It's like no idea, man. All
It's
right.
like I can't do anything with this content you're providing me.
Yeah. All right, Matt. Where can the good people find you on the internet?
They can find me at my Twitter, which is at GManFilm, or filmed by Gman. That's what it
Okay.
is, because I had to change it because somebody already took it. And you can also find me occasionally on this Twitch stream whenever they invite me on, or whenever I actually decide to do something.
Yeah, you're working on a streaming PC, aren't you?
Yes, it'll be like a bit of time, but I will get it there.
Okay. Awesome. Aiden, where can the people find you?
You can find me tweeting on Twitter at Aidan Simons. That's AIDAN because I feel like you can spell it a lot of ways. And I tweet about video games mostly there. And then I have a YouTube channel. Just type in Aidan Simons. I'm there. I talk about video games there. And you can see my words here. Like I said, I wrote about that whole Disney fighting game. I am reviewing something. I'm reviewing something for the website, a movie. Well, yeah, it's an anime movie. Ironically, but like I don't know exactly what the timeline's of it because like the holidays and Christmas,
Okay.
like that's kind of like
In the
that's,
way.
I don't
Which
really want
movie
to.
is it? Can you
Oh, the new Pokemon movie.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Please.
I was like,
Yeah.
I was supposed to like watch it earlier, but like there was an issue with the file in my computer, so
Okay.
it
That's
kind
always
of
a
like
fun one.
yeah, so it wasn't like gonna be so it wasn't supposed to creep up with the holidays, but like now it is, so I'm just like freaking out. So I'm
Okay.
just trying to like find. I have to.
Is that
get
for
the-
us
get
or
it
was
out.
it for another?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't promote something that's not on this website. Don't you worry.
I wasn't. No,
Okay.
I wasn't gonna raise an issue with that because like.
No, I was
okay.
just. I was.
I mean,
Kidding. I
we're
was
all
joking around.
promoting our personal Twitters here.
Yeah, it's like
minus
you want to
was-
raise other stuff you're doing. That's fine, also.
No, I was joking.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, that's all I got going on. That was a long-winded explanation for like what I'm working on.
That's okay. Anthony, what you got?
I have kind of changed my Twitter finally.
Yeah.
I tweet there every so often just about gaming related stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Same as my gamer tag on most places, same Antman19.
Okay.
You can find me on there, tweeting away, and I do the social media for the site as well.
Very cool. All right, you can find me
Awesome.
at Infurious Elecon. That is at INFERIUSELLECON on Twitter. That's pretty much it. You can find me buzzed around the site doing stuff. All right, a couple of site announcements to get through really quick as we wrap up the show. So first off, Retro Rumble did not record anything this week, so you're not missing anything. However, we're getting through the backlog of episodes to be published. So if you missed an episode and would like you to go watch it, they'll eventually be up on YouTube, hopefully within the next couple days or so. And then,
Or hours.
yeah, or hours. I don't know how late is it staying up. It's like it's already tomorrow in
There's-
Britain.
There's 2 pending, so I've just got to push them out is all.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. And then we have another podcast starting up. Apparently, yeah,
Oh.
that's gonna be on.
Boy.
That's gonna be on Sundays, and I'm pretty sure the name is still being debated upon, even though I thought they settled on one. But for all intents and purposes, it is a Nintendo-themed podcast, and it is hosted by Omar, who is an editor for the site and has been on this show a couple times.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. What's up?
If you have any suggestions for Nintendo-related podcast names that do not include the word Nintendo in,
Yeah.
let us know down in the comments or wherever you watch this.
Yeah, you
Would
can-
be
The
much
Nintendo podcast.
The Nintendo.
Nintendo.
That's a good one, actually. I'll have to forward that. Yeah, and it can't
I'll be
reference.
here all week.
And it can't reference like their hardware or something like that, or like their characters directly either. Like it can't be like the Mario Brothers podcast or anything like that. You know? Yeah. Or it can't be like the Switch podcast or whatever.
The Goomba cast. That's a good one.
Like, ooh, that actually is a good name.
Or the Bob-omb cast. That one
Well, that's a good one too, but that's kind of like Giant Bombcast too.
Yeah.
And then I guess because things are pretty much set in stone for this one, I was waiting for the flight to get booked before announcing it. But Culture of Gaming is covering CES 2019. So myself, Matt, and Sean, our graphic designer, are going to be on site at the convention all 5 days doing video coverage of
Yes.
the convention. So
It is going to be so tiring, but it is going to be so fun.
yeah, so stay
Oh,
tuned
yeah.
for that. The second week of January.
You know what I'm actually really excited to go back there for?
What's up?
that one nacho place.
Yeah, there's this really good nacho place on the Las Vegas Strip. They do breakfast nachos, and
Yeah.
they're
Ooh.
awesome.
It's really good.
Yeah.
You'll
No, honestly,
probably see a good bit of tweets about that from our Twitters, to be quite honest.
yeah. So make sure
And
you're following Matt, Sean's Twitter, who will be with us also, which is @NerdAwakens also, for all of them.
If you want us to cover something specific, don't be afraid to tweet at us telling what you want us to see. And we've also been kind of debating back and forth whether or not to do a vlog for the trip.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to hear if there's a demand for that.
I think
Obviously,
that's been
anyone wants to see
decided
that.
for us. So
Okay.
Just do it.
The boss
want-
man says so.
I want you to cover every single TV that's going to be at there.
I'm just gonna bring a
Every
blanket and
single
throw it on
one.
the top of the TV.
But also, like, that, like, I don't know. I have this weird, like, hatred against Las Vegas as a city. No offense to Las Vegas or
Oh, that's
anyone who
fine.
lives there. It's just like, I was at the airport once and I was like, I don't feel the need to go to this city ever again.
Oh, okay.
Not even standing foot outside of it.
Okay.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
You
So-
just saw the machines as you went by, and it's like,
Yeah.
I want to go play some
It was-
slots.
It was like really dark too, like dark, dimly, like the paint was dark, so it just had a dark atmosphere. There were slot machines everywhere, and I was like, here
This
we
is a hell
are.
of an airport.
Yeah, we're in Las Vegas.
Right. But yeah, once again, I am super excited to do
Dude,
it.
it's
Oh, no,
gonna be
it's-
so much fun.
That's a lot of fun. That's actually really awesome that you get to do that.
Yeah, I can't wait for the second week of January. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Stuff will be going up on the YouTube channel. We're gonna try and edit at the convention center. If things,
Oh, we're gonna try our best to do
yeah, if
that.
things go according to plan, then we won't. It's like we won't really need to edit stuff. It'll just be an export type thing. So, yeah. All right.
Are you thinking about doing like a podcast or anything while there?
No,
or just
because there's not.
too
I mean-
busy?
We could bring like a mic and just like end of the convention type thing. Like the last
Yeah.
day while we're there, we could just do a podcast, just an audio podcast.
Yeah,
I mean, I
Yeah.
could see us doing that, but
maybe.
I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We should be around next week. Or it's like next week. being the-
Hopefully.
yeah, we should be around next week. Next week being the 29th. Yeah, that is the big episode 52. And so, yeah, we're going to have a normal show with a set list of guests as normal and everything. And then past that, we're going to have quite a bit like an after show celebration type thing where we just kind of want to rotate people in and out and have a good time as much as possible type thing. Get like a massive Discord call going and whatnot to talk about
Okay.
gaming stuff, maybe our favorite podcast moments over the past 52 episodes.
Pigeon Simulator.
So
Just
yeah,
like 10 people talking at once. That's what
exactly.
you can-
It'll be
That's the
great.
best sort of chaos, though.
It'll be
Oh,
chaos.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there will be a normally scheduled and like organized episode next week. So anyway, so yeah. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys thank you to my guests for coming on. We will see you guys next week.